Hey, thank you for making time. Thank you, Om Shanti. And it is about the deal how to dealing on dealing with comparison and introduction, and how do we stop comparing ourselves, and how do we get focused in life, and what career advice would you give to, and conclusion. And in this first introduction is that now they have to live with a different perspective and learn on their own. And so these five questions are which I would like to ask and take your opinion. This is the first question is in our 20s. Now 20s we are looking at our friends, and we are looking at other people. We look at millions of people on social media, and invariably a comparison becomes a way of life. They have more money, they seem to be happier, they have these relationships, they have this, and why it becomes really hard to figure out what mistakes have we made, that we seem to be lacking somewhere. So one question that I often get asked is, so one question is that you have to stay true to ourselves, and how to stay true to ourselves and stop comparing ourselves to others. So comparison was probably being happening in the childhood, because our parents also compared us with someone or the other. When in school we used to get our marks, or we come back after our test or exam, the first question used to be, how was your paper? So we used to tell ours. The next question is, how about everyone else? How much did you score? And how now that you reflect back and feel it very irrelevant question, because how was my exam should be in reference to how was my preparation. If I prepared well and then my exam was better, that less good than my ability, then the focus would be on my preparation, my circumstances, my situation, my performance. But from time immemorial, we had considered comparison as natural. So our parents also compared us with others. Sometimes compared with our brothers and sisters, sometimes compared us with our neighbors, and sometimes compared us with our friends' children. So whether were compared to our performance, whether we are compared for our physical appearance, and whether were compared for our values, especially among siblings, that comparison is drawn every day. But the intention was very good, that we will not say that parents are wrong, we are doing it, and the method need to be changed a bit. The intention was very good, the intention was to motivate, the intention was to transform. So they used to say, look, your brother speaks so well in front of everyone, so you are silent, you are so scared. So the intention was to motivate and transform us, but the method was of comparison. So it slowly became our conditioning, and that I am good at, good has to be in reference to other people. So two things happening in the comparison, and the other is public approval. So if people will say that we are good, only then we are good. And also started in childhood, when guests used to come home, um, then our parents used to say, narrate that thing of yours, so that again the intention was very good, that my child has gone something every day, get blessings. Then they used to see us narrating, but dancing or singing. The guest did not say that. You performed very well, and you pointed very well. They said, you are a very good child, you are very good boy, you are a very good, and become a deep conditioning that my performance is equal to me being a good person. It is very subtle, but this become the coding of our life, that I am good, and if I perform well. So it was not about who I am as a person, what are your values, what is my personality, what do I think, how caring, kind, humble, and sharing am I. Nobody spoke much about these things. Only my performance was talked about. So two things were coded in since childhood, and they are, one is performance, and is more important than who I am, and the second is performance. Okay, and it's also good or bad with reference to others. So even if I am the best, according to my capacity. But if someone is better than me, then I am not the best. So these two things were coded deeply, and this brought in two values in us. One is comparison, and then automatically comes in competition with others and with our siblings. When we grow up, we compete with our spouses, then comes jealousy. So many values connect with one value. And the second one is, which is a very deep damaging in public approval, is a public approval. That people should tell me that I am good. Since the advent of social media, both these values have gone to a different level. Because earlier I wanted approval from people around me, now I want approval from strangers. Then every day when we are seeing our members like our comments and so just that can get likes, we are trying to change ourselves to get more likes, which means we try to be more like the things people approve of. In today's time, it is not necessary that what most people are approving is right, or for me it is not necessary. We are not passing through the time where the majority is walking on the right path or thinking right, because the majority is not thinking at all. They are doing what the other majority is doing. Many people are not using their opinion, are standing for the right. They do the same as others are doing, what everyone is doing, and we are also doing the same. And so the majority is moving in different energy and vibration, and we are trying to be like them to get the public approval. uh, and what happens is that I don't remain what we are. We try to be like them, but even why our that's our personality is confusing. Actually, there is no confusion, but we are creating confusion. And that's because our attention is mostly on others, and we pay so much attention to others that we do not pay attention to ourselves. We do not think about ourselves, which of my values are correct, what do I have to change. If I want to make a comparison, then do it in terms of values, how compassionate the other is, that I too can do that. How humble and kind the other is, I can also become that. The other person has a sense of service, I can also do that. And even if there is a comparison, then it will be called inspiration. That if I see the values of someone, we should also learn, we should also elevate our values. But to compare that someone has more, um, so I also must have. It is a never ending race. First of all, it will never end, and that's why we will have never be happy in life, because we will always feel that I have less than someone else. It is bound to be less than someone. Many years back, we are doing a corporate program that they said that I have a lot of stress. So we asked her, what is the reason for stress? So they said that we are number one in the country in our field. Whatever their industry was, we have to remain number one. So we have that stress. Now we are living in that era of their children who are stressed. Then who asked them, what is your target for the next year? So they said X. So I said, suppose you achieve 2x next year, would you be happy? They said, of course, we'll be very happy because we decided target as X and we achieved 2x. And then I said, but you will not be number one because someone else will probably achieve more than 2x. So would you be happy? They didn't know what to say, what to answer, and they were looking at each other like, will you be happy? They achieved 2x instead of x, but still they are not happy because someone else achieved more. We cannot be go lower than this. It is going very low in our values, that we have problems with the happiness of others, we have problems with the progress of others. With that, we are that culture that blesses the success of others and rejoices in the success of others. Even if you are not happy, don't be upset that then others are more happy. Now say, we are that culture that blesses the success of others, and rejoices in the success of others. So even if you are not happy, don't be upset that others are not are more than you. Even if you achieve more than others, it won't be worthy, because we have lowered our values. That's why the most important thing is to elevate your values, your dignity, your thought process makes that number one. And why you elevate and values and behavior vibrations? So the most important thing is to elevate your values, your dignity, your thought process. Make that number one. How do you stay true to ourselves and stop comparing ourselves to others? And values, behaviors, and vibrations, and your thought process make that number one. And when you elevate your thoughts, values, behavior, and vibrations, then you will go far about your capacity in what you are doing, not in comparison with anyone else, but in comparison to your own capacity and potential. And at this time, many people are going down in their thinking. So, really, less competition is going on there. So, go for it and you will go higher than your ability. Very beautiful. Allow everything that you said. The most thought provoking was that get inspired by people who have a higher moral ground than you, because that's what you can inspire towards. Very beautiful. Didi, thank you very much for this. The second question is that this is something that comes every day, and I don't blame this generation. They are going through a very different experience where there is so many something that comes. I don't blame this generation because they are going through of a very different experience where there's so many things that are happening constantly in their lives, which had definitely not in the level when I was growing up. This is about focus and distraction. Every single second, something is shouting and asking them to pay attention to, whether it is social media, whether it is content, whether it is people, whether it is news, whether it is anything that's happening. So in my time, the range was very small, so the noise was also very little, and it was very limited level. The whole world is making noise. Someone is saying, look at my clothes. Someone is saying, listen to my the range is very small, so the noise was also very less. It was at the limited level. Now the whole world is making noise. Someone is saying, look at my clothes. Someone is saying, listen to my song. Someone is saying, look at this or that. And people are struggling to spend even 5 minutes on something without breaking their attention. How do we get this focus in our lives? The most important thing is not to blame the world. The world is making noise. The world is seeking attention. The world wants us to look at them. And there is nothing wrong. What they are doing is right, according to their perspective. We have to decide where to look at or not. We have to decide what to listen to or not, what to read or not. They can only make noise around me. They cannot pull my mind and karma senses. That's completely my choice, under my control. Look, like if you go somewhere to eat food, then there are many things lying there. Like if you go to a restaurant buffet, 50 things will be lying there. But they can only keep 50 things on the table in front of you. They cannot put them inside you. It's always our choice whether we want to eat or eat this or to eat not, and how much to eat and what to eat. This is my choice. So the first step is not to point the blame finger. So many distractions outside, always eat this or that. So how much to eat, when to eat, and what to eat, that's my choice. So the first step is not to point the blame finger out that there is so many distractions outside. There are many options these days. Today we are in this platform. That is because somebody chose to come out into the world and bring an option. Bring is an option, and that's how there are many other options. All I have to do is to choose what I want to eat. On that table there would be junk food, unhealthy food, healthy food, very healthy food as well. It is my choice. I just have to take care of myself, that I go towards healthy food instead of taste. My inclination will go towards tasty food because it is tasty. But when I come to know that it is not healthy for me, then it depends on my willpower. I cannot tell the other person why did make such a thing, but put them on the table. They would say, have. So because it is my tasty, and when I come to know that it is not healthy for me, then it depends on my willpower. I cannot tell the other person. Why did you make such choice and how to put them? Okay, that's right. Because it depends on my willpower. I cannot tell the other person, why did you make such things and put them on the table. They would say, I have kept everything. It's your choice what you want to eat. The first thing is never blame. Blame reduces our strength. Never blame anyone for anything. Never say this is because of that. That is because of this. As soon as you blame anyone for anything, we have given up power. It is always me. It is my choice. What to think is my also my choice. What to decide is also my choice. What to say is my choice. What to do is my choice. The world does not control me. I am the master of myself. It is a different matter that we live like a victim. The world is like this. The world cannot do anything. The world cannot do anything. The world is doing what it thinks right. We'll do what we feel is right. The most important thing is to remember that we become what we hear, read, and see. This is 120% certain. We become what we hear, see, and read. So, content and information are emotional diet. It forms my values because it forms my thoughts. My values become my actions, and my actions become my destiny. So what we keep on doing with the phone like this, or with the TV remote like that, or with the mouse like that, and absorb many things. We consider it as a time pass. It is not time pass. They become our values. Our values become our actions, and our actions become our destiny. So make a poster in my room, put it on the desktop of your phone or laptop. Content is equal to personality. So now think of content. So make a poster in your room, put it on the desktop of your phone or laptop. Content equals to personality and equals to destiny. Now make your choice. What you choose is up to you. But tomorrow, when something will happen, don't say it's because of that. Say that I chose it. I chose it. So choose carefully, because at this time we are going through such a period where mental health issues are increasing very fast. And to prevent mental health issues, to have to take care of emotional health and to pay attention to emotional health, one has to pay attention. So always remember, it is someone's business. Whatever content we are consuming is someone's business. They are earning a lot of money, but we are losing our fortune. So we just need to pay attention. Once that thing fits here, then nothing can distract me, because I am creating my destiny. And when we consume too much content, we think too much, and that's why overthinking so is another big problem now. My mind doesn't stop thinking and keeps on thinking. Fear is created, anxiety is created, tension is created, aggression is created. Why is it getting? Why is it another big problem? So my mind doesn't stop thinking and keeps on thinking. Fear is created, anxiety is created, tension is created, aggression is created. Why it is getting created? Because we are consuming the kind of content. Don't consume that content for just 15 days. More than half of your comfortable values will end automatically. We won't have to do anything. So that's why why don't consume that content for just 15 days. More than half of your uncomfortable values will end automatically. Won't have to do anything. So that's why, like you said, when you were in college, school, the content was not there. They have grown up, and with the first TV coming, my first phone, my first everything. But then along with it, you see that we did not know the world The word depression means when I was in school or college, I didn't even know the word stress. The stress was only in physics. Pressure divided by resilience. I never said I am stressed. I had not. The word depression means that I was in school or college. Uh, Pressure divided by rest. So here we never said I am stressed. I had not heard that word, and many times emotions we only used to say little tension one day before the exam and one day before the result. That's all. And it is only because of the content that time there was no stress, no depression, not even as many divorces in relationship as today. We neither cancer nor diabetes was like it is happening today, because all these things start from here and there is an effect of content on it. So it is even more important in student life, because that time is for your studies, that time is for setting the foundation of your career. Don't let someone else's business spoil your luck. The choice is yours. Beautiful out that mental health is a different consequence of my emotional health, which is a direct consequences of your emotional diet. Your emotional diet is determined by the content you consumed. Beautiful, very nice. Allow this. Keeping the time in mind, we will ask one more question at the end, and this is quite similar to comparison and focus, but with slightly different structure, and that is about the abundance of choice. Because nowadays we can do anything. In our era, if we become doctors, engineers, lawyers, then if it was set in a way, now we can become anything, go anywhere, study anything, and that is ironically led to more confusion than clarity. There is an abundance of choice and people are absolutely confused about that abundance, and now should think about their life, which is comprising their professional career, but also then a reflection of whether we should choose their ambition, if a fulfillment or a combination, or divide their life into different phases, where they can be very aggressive in their 20s and hustle, then look at the family and 40s and self in their 40s, but that look very fulfillment or combination, or divide their life into different phases, where they can be very aggressive in their 20s and hustle, and then look after the family in the 30s and look after self in the 40s, and then very long term look after self for 40s, and then they look like a very long drawn process of living life. There is a lot of miscalculation around how to live life because of the abundance of choices. So someone in their 20s who is making very strong decisions, about their career, about what they are going to do in the future and how, what would be your advice or recommendation how they should go about making those choices? Most important is who make choices. To make the choices, it is, so the one thing makes choice, and I energize that on a daily basis, because if that is not energized, then it may not make the right choice. And if it doesn't make that right choice and decision, and if that decision is taken under peer pressure, according to what the majority is doing mostly, then whatever choice we make, sometimes it is easy and sometimes there are difficulties, and when those difficulties I don't have to stand to face them, because I did not energize. I So that word I always needs to be underlined. Who is I is not is a role, it's not a position. I is there which plays everything. This is like the seed of life. It is a seed, and the tree of life, okay, comes out of this seed. So this seed influences the health of the body. This seed forms relationships. We work because of this seed, and there will be a lot of fruit flowers on it. But how is the health of the seed? If the seed is healthy, then only the tree will be healthy. Then only the fruits and flowers will have good fragrance and colors and tasty. But what if the seed is not taken care of? One is to pay attention to the seed. Secondly, we are hustling professionally. Secondly, we are hustling professionally, but during that also we are not nourishing the seed on a daily basis. You have to water the seeds and roots only for 5 minutes. We say that we don't have time for that. We are not interested in that. We will work on the whole tree. We will wash each leaf. We will wash each fruit and flower, but we don't have time to water the seeds and roots. This means we don't want to energize the self, and we want everything outside to be perfect, and thus is the result. Whatever we are seeing today is the result of this. Instead of nourishing the roots and seed, we are working hard on the whole tree. Then life becomes a struggle. It becomes a lot of hard work, and you have done well, but still there is no contentment, no happiness. What is exactly such an achievement? If when you ask yourself, what is the benefit of such an achievement? I mean, we are in their 20s. That's why I should like to share with them. When we meet those who are in their 50s, 60s, or even 70s, and people who have achieved everything, whether whatever they thought and they desired, they have achieved much more than that. There is nothing that they don't have, but they still ask how to be happy, how to be contented. So, don't you think that first of all you should decide how to be happy? If you do anything, it feels good. Okay, so don't you think that first of all you should decide how to be happy? If you do anything while being happy, it feels good. But today we have approached our conditioning. We said, when I do this, I will be happy. When I become this, I will be happy. And then for some days they do it, saying they are bored about it and what should be to do. And they said, I do this, I will be happy. When I become this, I will be happy. And then for some days they do it, saying they are bored now, and what else should I do to be happy? Because we are living our life by the opposite equation. We felt from the doing, the being will be happy. The equation is not from the doing, the being will be happy. If the being is happy, whatever I do, I will enjoy it. If the being is okay, this means you have from the doing a be. If the being is okay, this means you have to nourish the being on a daily basis. Every day, if you spend some time with yourself, if you don't start the day with your phone, TV, and things like that, but with yourself, give some time to reflection, meditation, do even 10 minutes of spiritual study. Even that is content. Spirituality is content, but that content has faith, acceptance, you know compassion, happiness. If you consume it every day, will become like that. Because we only have emotional diet, we automatically become like that. If you give 15-20 minutes every day to yourself and consume divine pure content in the morning, this will strengthen your mind. Sit with yourself 5 to 10 minutes, build a lovely relationship with yourself. That is meditation. Then whatever, whenever you have to take a decision, you just have to sit with yourself, because no one knows better than you what is right for you. Because the choice you will make is going to take you to your values, your actions, and your destiny. So intuition is the best way to take decision. Logic is not always the best way to take a decision, because logically we seems that right today it will change after 2 years. Then we will say we had thought like this, then it happened like this, because we are taking a logical decision. Study everything logically, but the decision should be intuitive. It become intuitive, and okay, study everything logically, but the decision should be intuitive. It becomes intuitively. This needs to be done. Logic will say no, it's not to be done. Wisdom will say it has to be done. This is what called the inner voice. Intuition means tutor sitting inside, who gives you tuition. Intuition means a tutor sitting inside who gives you tuition classes. It's sitting, it's giving. Listen to its voice. We keep asking everyone, we go online, search everything, but we don't listen to the one who is sitting inside. But don't listen to the one who is sitting inside and giving. So 10 to 15 to 20 and 20 to 50 minutes daily with yourself. 10 to 15 minutes daily with the self. Not just when you have to choose your career, it is for life. Because you have to take very important decisions every day, and most importantly, when you give this time to yourself, then the seed of life, which we call the soul, I will get strengthened. No matter how good choices you make, a scene comes and life suddenly changes. We have seen this in COVID, be it professionally, be it in relationships, be it with life. In 1 second, all the decisions, all the right choices, everything that we had done changed in 1 second. Then everything that is going perfectly suddenly changes. But everything should be fine here. This outer world is not consistent. It is not a world of certainty anymore. We are going through uncertain times and it will remain uncertain. But when the outer world is uncertain, at least the inner world should be certain, guaranteed, sorted. When that seed will be strong, it will be able to face. When the outer world, at least the inner world should be contained, certain, guaranteed, and sorted. When that seed will be strong, you will be able to face any situation in life in absolute stability. With absolute stability, if something was decided but something else happened, then it will mold, adopt very quickly. It won't say, I don't want to live anymore just because I didn't become what I thought I will, or the relationship I built, they rejected me. I don't want to live anymore. We get so many emails now, and these children say, I don't want to live anymore. Is it a joke? Is it a line of a joke? Is this a line of a joke? But since we don't have the ability, and even if a small thing doesn't shoot us, then we say, I don't want to live anymore. So it is most important to strengthen that seed. New choices will come every day. Today we will decide on one thing, tomorrow something else will come. I did engineering 25 years ago. Today I am here. I didn't know it. I didn't choose it. Life went on its own. But it is necessary that what we're doing is happiness does not depend on it. We should be happy doing it. We are doing it out of happiness, not doing it for the sake of happiness, because happiness will not come by doing anything. Happiness comes by nourishing the seed daily, that taking decision and taking, you're doing it out of happiness, not doing it for the sake of happiness, because happiness doing anything, happiness comes only by nourishing the seed daily. Then taking choice and taking decisions becomes very easy, very simple. Just spend time with yourself daily. Beautiful. I think this is the best advice we all can get. It is very simple, but a very difficult advice. So if you can start, there is no better day to start than today. And just 10 to 15 minutes with yourself, it will seem wild, it will seem hard, but the more you do it, as Didi said, the more you will strengthen that seed and the roots for yourself. This is a wonderful Didi. Thank you so much for being always so eloquent, so clear, so thoughtful, and so inspiring. I don't need to say this. Your content has made the lives of so many people so much better, and I hope that you are doing well. Thank you for spending time with us. Nice to, I got to learn so much that always be indebted. Thank you so much. Thank you. Om Shanti. Thank you.